Hey, 16 to 35 millimeters. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. And today I'm going to be doing an album review on the new Preoccupations album, Arrangements. So I know it doesn't really look obvious, but I'm actually a little bit sunburnt in the face due to a lot of filmmaking in the past 2 days, and also constantly leaving my apartment in the last 8 days. So, I've been a busy boy. But anyways, Canadian post-punk goth rock band Preoccupations is back with a new album, Arrangements, and I would like to talk about it because before Preoccupations, they are called Viet Cong, and before Viet Cong, they are called Woman. And Woman has released one of my favorite albums of the 2010s in the year 2010. I believe, and it's called Public Strain, and it is a wintry, nostalgic, sad, strange sort of post-punk album, and there's just something so wondrous and magical about this album. Unfortunately, one of the band members, I believe it is the frontman of that band, has passed away, and they have rebranded themselves into Viet Cong and then later Preoccupations. In 2016, they released the Preoccupations self-titled album, and I also pretty much enjoy that album. I think there are some really solid tracks on that album, especially the track Degrade. I freaking love that. And then we have 2018's New Material, which is kind of boring, spacey. It seems like the band has gotten themselves into a bit of a corner. But now we have Arrangements, where they basically take that kind of spacey, boring, hollow sound and make it shoegazy, gothy, and finally something interesting. The album opener, Fix Bayonets! Exclamation Mark, is a pretty solid opener in my opinion. We have sharp, sweet, festive guitars, tight driving drums. The chorus is actually kind of fun, and the raspy vocals of the band is just such an aesthetic when it's sort of put up against these walls of drony guitars. It just works really well, especially on the next track, Ricochet. And the song is really catchy. It's really catchy, and the chorus is really killer. Especially with the 80s synths and guitars, it's just very gothy. And also, I guess the frontman of this band just has such a strong energy to him that it really feels like a Bauhaus song, if anything else, and I mean that in a great way. Then we have the track Death of Melody, which is a bit of a slow burn with some pitched guitars. It's really noisy and it's kind of tedious in a way. And that being said, though, I think this track provides great atmosphere. I don't think it's a particularly great track, though. Slowly is a haunting track with soaring guitars and vocals. But what I love about this track is that it is simultaneously kind of catchy, but also simultaneously kind of brooding and sad, which is really nice. And that is followed with Advisor, which is a multifaceted 7.5 minute long track with a drony intro and then these prickly psych rock guitars that kind of reminds me of The Cure's Lullaby, which is really nice. And then the second half of that track transitions into a driving goth rock jam, and it's just a really great track. Recalibrate starts off with the harsh, empty, and spacey noise. It's very experimental, very industrial, and it seems like it's going somewhere interesting until the second half when it abruptly becomes this shrill psychedelic rock jam. And yeah, not a huge fan of the second half. And then the album ends off with Tearing Up the Grass, which I think is just an okay ending. It has a bit of a driving groove, but the melodies are rather forgettable. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think this is definitely a huge upgrade from their previous album, and I really love their style and I really love their sound, and I really hope to see them coming up with another amazing album sometime soon. So yeah, my favorite track here is Ricochet. My least favorite is the album ending. I'm giving the new Preoccupations album, Arrangements, a decent 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to the new Preoccupations album from 1 to 10, which is rated, like, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.